PT's DM, you're always sending questions asking, how can I be successful? The good thing is we have somebody who is extremely successful from the continent here today. And I'm going to take about 5 minutes just to ask him some questions. Do you guys have 5 minutes for me? Yeah? His name is Chief Dele Momodu. Yeah, he's a Nigerian journalist, a publisher, a businessman, and a politician. He's the CEO of Ovation International, a magazine that has been given publicity all over the world. And this year, he ran for presidency in Nigeria. I'm going to ask him a few questions, and I want those of you watching at home and those of you who are in here who are of African descent and would like to know what are the keys to achieving such success. What are those keys? You're going to hear them from none other than Chief Dele Momodu.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much for joining us today. So, Chief Dele Momodu is a friend of the house. It's not the first time he's been with us. He's been with us about 5 or 6 times now, and he always comes down whenever we're having a big program. He was here at our last live service, but he came especially for PT's birthday. But as you all know, yeah, thank you. But as you all know, PT couldn't host his birthday, but he said, I'm still going to make sure that I make it to service on Sunday. So here he is, Dele Momodu. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Good afternoon. The Nation family, good afternoon. Okay, if you are here to celebrate my friend and brother, Pastor Tobi, please let us shout, Nation family. Nation family. Good. Before we go into the questions, I would like to do a brief introduction. My relationship with Pastor Tobi started like a joke. I was a visiting scholar at Oxford University about 2-3 years ago, and my brother, Daniel, just walked up to me one afternoon. He introduced himself, said, my pastor would like to meet with you. And I'm like, who is that? He said, Pastor Tobi Adegboyega. I said, okay, no problem. I'm a journalist. I meet with people, and I won't mind to meet with him. Of course, after he left, so I went on Google. And then,
Dun, dun, dun.
trouble. But I grew up in an Aladura church in Nigeria, and we went to Sunday school. And the first thing I learned is that don't judge people without finding out more about them. So I started doing my research and everything. Of course, everyone I spoke to said, oh, no, don't even go there, this, that. But what I want to tell you is that I have a policy in life. No man is perfect. And whatever is not perfect, you can help to make perfect. So that is why I'm here today, to support the Nation family, because I see more of the good you are doing for society. Congratulations, Pastor Tobi.
Thank you.
I promise you, I will always be your friend and your brother. Well done, well done.
Oh, that's so sweet, sir. Yeah. Thank you. But for the thousands and thousands of young people watching, you know, as I was literally speaking, and I said that Chief Dele Momodu was going to come up, my phone is going crazy. People are saying, ask him this, ask him that, but sorry. I prepared questions already, but let's get to it, sir. You've built a world-renowned magazine called Ovation International, sir. Please, give us the journey in about 1 minute, if you can. What is the journey of Ovation, and how has it become such a big magazine all over the world?
I won't lie to you, 1 minute is impossible, but I'll try. You see, I never planned to be a journalist. I came into journalism out of desperation and joblessness. I'm sure you are wondering, what do you mean by joblessness? My dream was to be a teacher, marry a teacher, and live happily thereafter. My dream didn't go beyond that. But you will not believe it. I don't know who I offended. I couldn't get a job even as a teacher. So a friend then suggested to me that, I must also tell you I have a first degree in Yoruba. Can you believe that? The language that we speak, I went all the way to university to study Yoruba. And even my mother, who was an illiterate, had to ask me, Ayobamidele, ṣé o wá sí nǹkan? Bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí rẹ̀ dọ́ta tó ní, I will translate. Meaning, Ayobamidele, are you sure you are okay? Are you that dull that you have to study Yoruba? Do you want to be a babalawo, like a herbalist? You know, but God has a way of preparing you for your journey. Unknown to me, Yoruba was going to become so big. I mean, imagine Wizkid or Davido or Burna Boy, all of them today. Some of their sweetest songs are actually in Yoruba. So after that, I did a master's in English literature just to prove to people that I was not a dullard. And so today, when you say, oh, you write very well, it is because I think first in Yoruba before I translate or transliterate into English. So out of joblessness, I came to Lagos. I was looking for a job. My dream was to work at the Guardian newspaper. Now there is a lesson in this again. The Guardian refused to give me a job. So someone then said, oh, why don't you go to Concord newspapers, which was owned by Chief Moshood Abiola? I said, oh, no. I've read so much about Chief Abiola. I'm told he's an Islamic fundamentalist. I'm told he's this, is that. Please stop listening to, I am told. Hearsay upon hearsay. Face your business. And I went to Concord, and you will not believe it. In 2 years, I became the highest paid editor in 1990 at the age of 30. So you never know where your destiny lies. You have to try this, you have to try that, but you must stay focused. So now, back to Ovation. In 1995, I was going home and I met my wife on the road. And she said, you can't go home. I said, why not? He said, they are looking for you. Who is looking for me? He said, the security services. What have I done? Oh, they said you are one of those who are running the pirate radio station. And of course, like the French is here, those are radio experts. So we were attacking the Abacha government. And you know, with Abacha, no negotiation. With Babangida, you can negotiate. But with Abacha, you will just literally disappear. So before I disappeared, courtesy of Abacha, I decided to vamoose voluntarily. And entered the bush, and I found my way to London, where Ovation started miraculously. We needed £150,000. We were able to raise 20,000, and this is very important. You will not believe it. So my bank manager said, how are you going to do it? I said, can you give me a loan? He said, no, you have no record of doing business. That's why I appreciate what you are doing at the Nation family. You will not believe it. With £20,000, we took a risk. It was a kamikaze risk. It was like we had no choice, just do it. Then my partner, the day before we started, pulled out. Why? He said, we have 20,000. You said we should go and take the most beautiful office at Docklands then. 14,000 to get an office. Then we were left with £6,000. So how are you going to do it? It was a risk, but trust me, what we bought with that £14,000 was not the office. It was a positive image. So when you see Pastor Tobi dripping, oh yes, I'm young, I'm going to be 63, but I understand dripping. So trust me, if you are going to help somebody, that somebody is going to look at you. How can you help me when you have not helped yourself? It is very important. And that was how we started. And today we're over 26 years old. Wow. We have competed with Hello, with OK, with Ebony. But trust me, we're standing strong. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would ask us to stand just for a second, sir. I think our chairs are a bit faulty.
Okay.
As quick as you can, please.
Oh, it's okay. I was a teacher, so I prefer to stand
Thank
up.
you so much. Thank you so much.
I actually want to stand.
You want to stand?
Yeah,
okay, we can stand. Fine.
Okay.
So that story is so inspiring, and you touched on a very key point, and that leads me to my next question. You said you fled Nigeria, not at your own will, and then you came to London. But there's this whole idea of Jackpot syndrome in Nigeria. People are leaving the shores of Africa or Nigeria to come to Europe in the hope of greener pastures. For the young people who are watching and they feel like Nigeria is hopeless, would you encourage them to leave and come to Europe, or is there hope to make it in Africa?
If you have something you are doing in Africa, please stay in Africa. That's number one. If you want to travel abroad, plan very well and make sure that when you get there, you have enough talent to survive. You see, if you come here and you think you are going to pick money from Heathrow Airport or Gatwick or wherever you're coming from, trust me, you are going to suffer. Even with my talent, with my connections, I still suffered in London. Bailiffs used to come after me like bullets. We will keep quiet. We know you are in there. We are going to break down the door. I'll whisper, break it down. Because a man who is down fears no fall. So it is not going to be easy. Trust me. Over Japa, I see bank managers. I see people. I'll give you this sad experience. A brother-in-law of mine called me, uncle, I've been asking you to help me. I want to travel. Then one day, he called me, and I felt so bad. He said, now I have a visa to go to the US. All I need is a money for ticket. You will not believe what happened. So I gave him the money. 6 months down the line, I never heard from him. I said, look at this bad man. Only to receive his call one day. Uncle. I said, you traveled to America, you forgot me. He said, no, I'm in Côte d'Ivoire. What are you doing in Côte d'Ivoire? They sold him a fake visa and told him he had to navigate and meander his way through Côte d'Ivoire, where he was arrested and put in prison. He's back in Nigeria now. So it's not as simple as that. Japa, I had a tailor who designed my OV cap. Talented, brilliant guy. He found his way to South Africa. I told him not to go. One day he called me and said, I'm here. Oh. The man who brought me said, I will serve him 2 years. Now he says 5 years. What happened next? They shot him, he's dead. Yes, these are very terrible stories. So before you japa, please don't go on the Mediterranean Sea. Don't let anybody tell you you can swim across the Atlantic Ocean. The sharks will be waiting. Thank you.
Don't you just love Chief Dele Momodu? If you're watching at home, I really hope you're taking these notes, because a lot of people ask that question. So thank you so much for delivering that question, sir, that answer, sir. My next question is, and I know we have about 2 minutes left for this, but my next question is, sir, do you regret anything? Do you wish you would have done anything better?
I think my only regret is that I did not participate early enough in politics. Look, if you allow thugs to take over your lives, stop complaining. You see, we used to think, oh, politics is for the rough people, oh, it's a dirty game. It is now that a lot of us are just getting into it. In my next life, I don't know if I'll come to Nigeria, but if I find my way to Nigeria, I promise you I will start early. We need, look, everyone, I don't care whether you are APC, PDP, Labour, whatever. I'm a Democrat, okay? Please take active interest in politics. Because if you don't, some useless leaders are going to take over your lives. You will cry from now till kingdom come. Nothing is going to change. Thank you.
Thank you so much for answering that question, sir. And I'll round up with my last question, and it's so profound that you touched on politics. Sir, you ran for presidency this year. If you follow politics in Nigeria, you would know that Chief Dele Momodu ran under the platform of the opposition party in Nigeria. You ran for presidency in 2002. Will you be running again in 4 years, sir?
No. The first time I ran was 2011. I was actually a candidate in 2011 on the platform of the National Conscience Party. So I am a former presidential candidate. It's a good title, trust me. But it led nowhere. So this year I moved to PDP and I ran as an aspirant and ended up as an aspirant and recorded 0 in our primary election because I had no dollar. It was a dollarized election. And I don't know. I told Governor Tambua, the governor of Sokoto State, we had a meeting 3 days ago. He's the Director General of the Atiku campaign. I said, unless you dash me, if you all come together and you say, Dele Momodu, you are the next president of Nigeria, you're going to dash me. But for me to carry the remaining money I have in my account and go into politics, no. It's not, let me tell you, I told my friends, Peter Obi is my good friend. I was on a TV program and they asked me, so how do you think Peter will do? I said, Peter is good. Peter is a good man. I said, but you need structure. So when you hear the obedience say you don't need structures, it's me they are referring to. You need structures. Trust me. Even in your life, even in this church, there are structures. Without structures, we won't be here. So the truth of the matter is that I personally, I don't see myself running for an elective office again. It's not because I want to chicken out, but because the structures required are so humongous. And the money you need will be so stupendous that there is no point. Just go home. Whatever God has done for you, go when you get home, go and get Nara, Nara. Who can sing it here? The choir. Is anybody here? Oh, yeah. Nara, Nara.
Thank you so much, Livingstone. And thank you so much, Chief Dele Momodu. Nation family, I want you to give him a better round of applause, Nation family.